This is now the complete practice book for grammar, vocabulary, and comprehension, also by Educational Publishing House. And this series is available for primary 1 until primary 6. Okay, and the same elements are there in every book. So we have the multiple choice for grammar and vocabulary. We have the grammar clause, vocabulary clause. We have comprehension in visual text and multiple choice and open-ended. And finally, we have the continual assessment 1 and 2, which is for term 1 until 1 and 3. And the semestral assessment 1 and 2, which is for mid-year examination and final year examination preparations. Okay, so primary 1 is, the author is Josephine Yeo, as well as primary 2. Primary 3 is written by Saira Yusuf. Primary 4 by Nas Tacker. Primary 5 by Adayib and Audrey Tay. Primary 6 is by Suresh Kumar. We are now looking at the lower primary, primary 1 until 3. So let's look at primary 2 to represent the lower primary levels. So primary 2 starts off with grammar multiple choice. We also have vocabulary multiple choice later on. Grammar clause, vocabulary clause, comprehension in visual text multiple choice and open-ended. And we have continual assessment, which is for term 1, semestral assessment 1, which is for term 2, continual assessment 2, which is for term 3, and finally semestral assessment 2, which is for the final exam preparations. And you also have text for listening comprehension later on, followed by answer keys. So let's look at each one individually. This is the grammar multiple choice. Okay, it goes on to 100 exercises per practice for grammar multiple choice. And then it moves on to vocabulary multiple choice. Also, there are 100 practices as well. And then this is an example of the grammar clause. This is an example of the vocabulary clause. And then we have the comprehension visual text, where a picture is given and children are supposed to study the contents of the picture and answer the questions in multiple choice. Okay, and then we have the comprehension multiple choice. This is without a picture but a text. So children are required to read the passage carefully and then they answer the questions given. Then you will be given open-ended questions. So this is again a passage given, slightly longer, and questions are given in open-ended form rather than multiple choice, and you are required to answer that. And following that, you have the continual assessment 1 here. Let's take a look at the format. So the vocabulary multiple choice and grammar multiple choice is given. And then you have the vocabulary clause and the grammar clause. Word order, punctuation is also given. And then you have comprehension, which is visual text comprehension with multiple choice. And you have comprehension with the multiple choice, the passage with the multiple choice, and the passage with the open-ended questions. And in the last part, you have the writing. The writing is only given in continual and semestral assessments. It's not given in the practices. So it's just to prepare kids for examinations and tests. And the semestral assessment looks similar, starting off with vocabulary and grammar multiple choice. And then they move on to vocabulary and grammar clause. They have a word order and punctuations and comprehension in visual text, in multiple choice with the passage, a passage with the open-ended questions, as well as writing. So let's take a look at the continual assessment. We have vocabulary multiple choice, grammar multiple choice, vocab and grammar close, and we have word order and punctuation. And for the comprehension, you have visual text, and you have a passage given with multiple choice and open-ended questions as well. And following that, you have the writing practice with helping words given here. And let's take a look at the semestral assessment now here. Again, the same format with vocabulary and grammar multiple choice, vocab and grammar close. We have the word order as well, punctuation, comprehension visual text, comprehension multiple choice, comprehension open-ended, and we have the writing with helping words as well. And additionally, you have the oral test for children to practice. For some schools, they have oral examinations. So over here you have the picture conversation where you're supposed to describe the picture given in detail. And prompts are given on how you can describe your pictures. They also have listening comprehension, where in section A there will be a dictation text. So children are required to write down the text as dictated by the teacher. Now for teachers, the texts are given for you to dictate to the children. Okay, and in the section B, you basically tick in the box for the correct picture. Okay, so the teachers read out the sentence and children are required to tick the correct box. Again, the sentences are given in the end for the teachers to follow. And we have sound discrimination for section C. And for each question, there are 4 words given, so you are supposed to circle the correct answer. We have section C, which is sound discrimination. So in this part, the teacher will read out the question and children are required to answer by circling the correct answer. Okay, so for example, for this one, we have the sentence, which word has the same beginning sound as sail? And children are required to circle the correct answer accordingly. And here we have the text. You also have the answer keys given at the back of the book for each topics, like the grammar multiple choice for all of them, and vocabulary multiple choice, the open-ended, the close, the comprehensions, all the answers are given.